Hello and welcome, my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your What Do I Need read for this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini in November 2020. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions, Virgo sun sign. The Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my Virgs, how you all doing? Oh, it's so good to be reading for the sane sign of the zodiac, isn't it? It's just lovely, lovely, lovely. My subscribers, welcome back. Thank you so much, my Virgo family, my Virgo tribe. You know, I'm convinced now more than ever that pretty much every reader on YouTube is a Virgo. It just seems like I keep running into them for some reason, as you know, they just suggest them. Entire channels dedicated to us. And why not? I think we're worthy of it, don't you? So that's why, from Virgo to Virgo, I thank you very much for helping me serve, right? Your likes, your subscribes, shooting for that 30,000 subscriber thing so I can get the membership button, the join button, whatever that's called, right? So we can do private super chats, and the extended readings that I have up on Vimeo would be here as well, but you would pay one price per month instead of pay-per-view on Vimeo.com. So if you're new to my channel and you want to join, what do we call it? The malcontents. We have a brilliant Facebook group, a private Facebook group, Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Links in the description box. It's really lovely. It's a beautiful thing we got going on here. So if you want to go check it out, you're more than welcome to. Anyway, that being said, let's get down to business for this reading. It's a What Do I Need read. The 6-card draw, 1 card from 6 different decks of cards, 2 oracles, 2 tarot decks, and 2 healing systems to get you some clarity, guidance, and grace, right? Pieces of the puzzle, clues, tips, and hints for what you need during this waxing moon in November, right? Like, what do you need to build upon, grow, right? Even germinate inside yourself. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs, because your sun sign and your moon sign could be, you know, like for me, I'm Virgo sun, Pisces moon. So they're very different in terms of approach if it's talking about the same situation. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. Focus on the breath. Be here in the now. I'm doing this on 11/11 and the stories I could tell about 11/11 back in the 90s. Oh, girl. Talk about a service journey, the hero's journey through service. Oh, the new age 90s, but there will be a book eventually. Just waiting for some people to transition. That being said, let's get up in this gig. Take a nice deep breath. All the decks I read are in the description box, in the bottom of the description box below. I feel good. I feel ready. I said the prayer. Let's do this. Breathe. Oh yeah, we're looking at the new moon in Scorpio on Sunday, November 15th, 12:07 a.m. Eastern, which, you know, the next day you kind of maybe want to do your new moon stuff. It's a little late to be up. It's going to be dark until then, right? And the waxing moon going to full in Gemini on Monday, November 3rd. It's an eclipse at 4:30 a.m. So you'd want to hit your magic building up to that, right? Definitely we'll be doing something for both events, new moon and full moon, here on the channel. Just hit the notification bell, or follow me on social media, because I'm a networker. Shall we? Breathe. It's the angels. They're like, make sure you cover that, and make sure you cover that, because I got their cards in my hands. The Healing with the Angels Oracle. Marine Virtue. Give credit where credit is due. Here we go. My angels and archangels of Earth and the Sun of Virgo, my Urielites, my Arielites, my Aurealites, please, oh, that emerald green flame, please. I need 1 card in clarity for us Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini. What is the angel we need to call upon, to tune to work with, to allow in, to embrace this new moon to full moon next? Surrender and release. Now that's maybe a little bit tricky, considering we're looking at a new to full, right? Waxing, that's not waxing. Waning is surrender and release. However, nonetheless, let us keep in mind that this is what they're giving me, that Virgo, like every sign is a part of the body, right? Well, we are the intestines. So there might very well be, we are in the dark part of the year. We are in this place of releasing and letting go, regardless of the lunar cycle that's going on, which is going to be waxing. We are in that last spoke of the wheel of the year between Samhain/Halloween to Yule, winter solstice, right? So we, as Earth signs, might very well, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, might very well still be in a process of releasing and letting go. Not releasing and letting go of what? Call upon the angel. It's a general use angel, but what would the angel of surrender and release do? What would its function do? And there's lots of answers to that, but contemplate that. Help you let go, okay? Help you surrender and release, but also get that there is an active surrender, and that could be part of this waxing moon, saying, but I would do it every morning. I call upon my guides in the universe to work through me to bring to life my most fulfilling reality, to speak every word, to make every choice, right? That's in alignment with my soul's high wisdom and reality of the golden timeline. That's the one I want, the path of the soul. Been through enough, whatever it takes, right? I'm in, right? So work through me. And then life becomes more like a game where it's like, okay, let's do this, following that particularly intuitively. So let's look intuitively. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, one card from the goddesses, the divine feminine, the divine yin, whatever you want to call it, half the universal energy if you want to go there, of what you need to be aware of inside of yourself. Breathe. Yeah, my goddesses of Earth and the sign of Virgo, which there are lots. Please, one card in clarity, please, for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, for this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini. What is it we need to be aware of? Well, surrender and release. We get that. Like, that's so general because every time you inhale, you exhale. That's a surrender and a release. So please, one card in clarity. What do we need to be aware of inside of ourselves, yin side of ourselves, behind our eyes, heart, throat, third eye, and crown chakra kind of stuff for this new moon to full moon next. Eight of Cups, withdrawal, pulling in, pulling up the oars, walking into rather than away from is how I look at it. And this is about walking into ourselves, right? So again, a very waning energy in a way for a waxing moon. Now, this is going on inside of you. So whether or not you walk away from something in your outside world, we'll see. That's the next card. We'll use Mythic Tarot to do the yang, the God, the external stuff. But on the internal here, in terms of surrender and release, whatever it is that the angel will help you with will bring you deeper into yourself, right? Will allow you to surrender and release the fear of what you might find, right? Now, look, she took a boat to an island carrying a torch, which is not easy to row and hold the torch at the same time solo. Just got to say, she's got some skills going on there. Following a trail of cups, some upright, some still. So this could be emotional journey inward, where more surrender and release. Our emotions are not all our own. If you're empathic, I would say this feels like an empathic thing. Going within to resolve and heal and give voice to those emotions that are ancestral. If you're an empath, picking up from anybody who knows how many, square miles around you, picking up on repressed childhood stuff, whatever those emotions are, it's time to surrender and release them. And we have been, right? If you're doing the work, so many people I know who follow my channel know exactly what I'm talking about. Like with the empathic surge we've had to deal with this week alone, right? This past week, 2 weeks have just been insane, not to mention 2020, right? So perhaps even an emotional withdrawal to go within, right? And surrender and release a little bit what's going on for a waxing moon and go within. So that makes it waxing in terms of I'm going to wax my own interior experience, going from the 8 of Cups then to the 9, which wish fulfillment. I just heard a meow. I can't tell if that's an indoor cat or one of mine. Sorry, an outdoor cat or one of mine. Mama, right? Did you just see the mama radar? Mama little radar ears, cat ears went up. All right, here we go. The gods, the divine masculine part of this equation. What's going on the outside we need to be aware of? I'm in, right? Breathe. This is so Virgo already. It's like, I'm going to surrender and release and go within myself, like just waiting for the Hermit card to show up, right? My gods, oh my gods of the element of earth and the sign Virgo, Dionysus, god of wine. Dearest Lord Patron mine, please one card in clarity for the Virgo collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs in this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini. November 2020, Angel of Surrender and Release. The goddess is talking about 8 of Cups withdrawal, and I feel deep. I don't know if it's underworld deep, but feel it deep. What do we need to be aware of on the outside, please? Just one card, please. I know that was me. What do we need to know, to be aware of this full moon to new moon next? Interesting. King of Pentacles. Horny goat. Okay, so look, this is Capricorn energy. Like, I know other readers, they take the references of the court cards to be each of the 3 elements, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but this is Capricorn, literally has a goat in it. And Juliet Sharman Burke, as well as Fiona Morgan, Daughters of the Moon Tarot. So I love these decks. They're very specific. They write it on the card and they make it so obvious. This is Capricorn. Now, what's going on the outside here, whether this involves a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, whoever, Uranus, whatever, there is a thing here that is highest potential, 10th house, right? That's why, I know some people, if you tell them they're going to marry a Libra, they'll ignore every other sign, right? I've had clients like that. It's like, no, it's energetic dynamic, right? It's a symbolic system of spiritual and soul energy and movement. Work with it. It's a lens, right? So the Earth, I mean, it is definitely Earth sign, so much wealth around his feet, right? And this is something that has been accrued over time, highest potential. Now, the truth is, if we really knew our highest potential in most situations, we wouldn't take the journey, right? It's like the hero's journey. We just get the call. We get the invitation, particularly as a mystic, but even the hero's journey through the lens of our own life, or our life through the lens of the hero's journey. It's a journey, it's steps, it takes time. It's something that's developed over time. And if we ever saw what was really ahead of us in terms of our highest destiny, we probably shit ourselves, right? I mean, I always go back to Star Wars, the first movie, right? I don't want to do spoilers, but at this point, come on, I was a kid when that movie came out, right? It's like, he refuses the call, sand people, we'll leave that there, right? But he's such a different person at the end, that his highest potential is achieved, and then over the subsequent movies, the following movies, of something of great wealth and of great value here, something long-term and durable. Like I always say, if you got a project, hire an Aries to get it going and a Capricorn to finish it, right? It's like, that's a good astrological arc for that one. So I'm going to get more. We obviously have more cards on the table, but in terms of the inner and the outer here, I don't feel like this is you withdrawing from your highest potential or a situation that offers that. But in a way, it might be to fortify it. Remember, this is a waxing moon thing, right? So to retrieve more wealth within yourself, more wisdom, more healing, and of course, surrender and release to help you achieve a highest potential in some way. Now, let's just keep going. I could talk about these for hours. Why not? It's Virgo. I'm a Virgo. Breathe. The Ascended Masters, please. One card in clarity from the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. The Suit of the Problem is back on the shelf. We don't do those for waxing moon reads. We've got the Suit of Luck, the Suit of Healing, and the Suit of Grace left here. Please, my Ascended Masters. One card in clarity for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini. What is the piece of luck that we need to be aware of? What is the piece of healing that we need to embrace and implement? Or what is the piece of grace that is permeating every aspect of what's going on in this reading for this new moon to full moon next November 2020? the healing card of trust. Who do you trust? What do you trust? Hence the interior journey. Hence the interior journey, at least emotionally, in terms of something that has great potential, the manifestation of your own internal potential. Because again, it's a general read. If you're sitting across from me or on a video call, it would be different. I'm going to be able to tune into this, pull a ton more cards. But it is the healing, to embrace and implement the healing of trust. But how you're going to play that out with surrender and release, you're going to be surrendering and releasing into trust. This may not be so much about the letting go and like you think of loss, right, in terms of surrender and release, as much as it might be, I mean, with the Capricorn card there, I mean, I'm not going to say there is a sexual element to this, but release, right? You know, just like into that trust, into that parachute, into knowing that you don't, what did Matt Kahn say? I don't need to know what's going to happen to know I am supported. What's going on over there? Do you hear this? Is that one of mine? Just singing at the window, but I don't see him. Oh well, we're going to keep going. He's fine. I know it just stresses me out when I hear one. I think he's just talking to other kitties outside. The life of a professional witch. All right, so that trust, who do you trust? Well, let's take that a little bit deeper. With the Whispers of Love Oracle, Blue Angel Publishing, I adore the company. Let's see what the higher selves have to say. Fifth dimensional and above, please breathe. Good, thank you. They just said it's all fine with the cats. I'm like, thank you. You can relax. Hypervigilant feline mother, Virgo mother, the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity. I'm in here for the Virgo collective. I thought that was on. I am so sorry. Wow, the interruptions on this one. Please breathe. Did you feel that? Whoa, the higher selves of all involved. Please, one card in clarity for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. This new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini, please. What is the piece of information, inspiration, and insight we most need from that higher dimensional perspective of our own higher self lineage back to the source, back to the great central sun, that we need this new moon to full moon next? November 2020, considering surrender and release, withdrawal, pulling within. King of Pentacles, something long-term, stable, higher potential oriented, does take time. The god of Cronus, Saturn, and trust. The ascended master is saying trust. The higher self says treasure your loved ones. Treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. So this may very well not be so much about pulling back and away from others, as the Virgos are so used to doing, hermit card that we are, but more surrender and releasing into this trust of whatever we are meeting within ourselves is part of our highest potential, and perhaps the family and the people that are long-term in our lives, or at least that we would want them to be, and to treasure them, but maybe not so very actively, right? Maybe more internally, maybe more, in other words, though it may be a time of turning inward, it's not all about you, right? It's about the healing of relationships, the surrendering into the trust of the divine love, because love is divine power. So even if it's like a situation is just 2% love, if there is love, it's there. It's supposed to be alchemizing its way. My Virgos, it is the day of interruption here at Drawing the Circle Productions. I won't say home studio. I guess home studio. I'm not using it for anything else. As I was saying, treasure your loved ones, and then again, look at his feet. That treasure your loved one. There is something physical, earth element, tactile going on here as well. And they are saying, remember, you can withdraw with another. You can withdraw with others, but Is there a trust issue in play here? All right, last card down. Last card down, please. Let's just get this card on the table and read out, give them the blessing, and call it a day. Nice deep breath. My Ascended Masters in trust, Virgo that I am. Please, one card in clarity. For the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, the signs. What is our perfect healing mantra in that clarity, that piece of clarity? For this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini, November 2020. Please, my beloved Ascended Masters, again, surrender and release the healing angel. We need to call to them. We need to do this withdrawal, right? We need to be aware of this withdrawal, this going within ourselves, the Ace of Cups. I think that's a natural gravitational thing for Virgos anyway. Come back to our own center. But with the King of Pentacles, again, could be a person, could be a place, could be a thing, and could represent our own, an aspect of our highest, not just higher, highest potential. Manifesting in some way gradually over time. And maybe this is a fruition because they're asking us to trust when we don't see it, but it's in play. And to treasure our loved ones from our own higher selves. What is the perfect healing mantra that goes with all of that? Please, my Ascended Masters, this new moon to full moon next. Overcoming fear. I will transcend every loss. I will transcend every loss. Now, it's interesting. You can say, well, I'm not afraid of losing this, not afraid of losing that. But Course in Miracles, see, that's the thing. When you do, I did Course in Miracles, a long time ago. A long time ago. And I mean, it's not the kind of thing where you just do the Course in Miracles and you're done. It transforms you. And without going too deeply into it, there's this line that I can't forget. It says, you cannot have a thought of lack without fear, or a thought of fear without lack. And what's lack connected to is loss or lack thereof, something wanted. So the connection of fear to loss, right? It's not the only thing that we fear, but even if we look at what we fear, there's then lack and loss. So keep in mind, we're looking at surrender and release here. So doesn't that just up the ante? Right? Calling to the angel of surrender and release while we're overcoming fear. Now you could say, yay, well, maybe we're in trust, overcoming our fears, surrendering our fears and overcoming them. Absolutely. That's on the table as well. So the question really is, the one that really does seem within our grasp in terms of what we choose, not just this mantra, but this card of will we go willingly? Will we go willingly of our own accord into that Eight of Cups? And maybe not like for a week, not for 2 weeks, right? But to make that a thing, to withdraw and maybe not wear hearts on sleeves, which I tend to as a Pisces moon. Anyways, Virgo, maybe not so much. I can cross my legs. I'm Leo rising too. Glamour it up. Get all glamored it up. Skirt just twirled up. It twirled up. Let me read what's in the book, Overcoming Fear. I mean, it's one of those things that, the rally call, it's time to overcome fear. And then that does make sense in a waxing moon as well. I will transcend every loss, which, by the way, there whisper in my ear, it's like, because you do anyway, right? So what is the mantra? I will transcend every loss. And you look back and you go, some places I have more than others, but I will eventually transcend every loss. When fear is overcome, you are able to rest in the resilience of your soul, no matter how frustrated or inconvenienced your ego seems to be. And I think that alone is worth the price of admission of doing a mantra, right? You are able to embrace each obstacle and circumstance as life's auspicious way of helping you become the one you were always destined to be. Now, auspicious. Virgo, what a word. That the universe is doing this in an auspicious way, which means we might not be aware of the larger plan going on. Really, are we ever? By the way, we're Virgos. We're more about grains of sand than huge, great, big, huge picture. Come on, we'll call it like it is. In overcoming fear, every loss surely inspires a gain of insight for the evolution of your spiritual journey. And that's why if you look at it from the point of view of the soul, well, here comes the next stage of your life, right? The next chapter. So we've got to clear some of the characters. We got to change some of the costumes, the makeup, the scenery, the lighting, right? moving into that next part of it and seeing it's all perfect for the evolution of your spiritual journey. This mantra is ideal for opening back up to life. Well, it's not going to be helpful if we're going into that Eight of Cups withdrawal, going within. Again, it feels like withdrawal, not like addiction, kind of with, you know, releasing, detoxing, that sort of thing. Although surrender and release, right? Healing chronic fatigue, work, and releasing cellular memories, like as I was saying, like what the healing here, I could see how this is part, like Virgos, we're 6th house, we're health and occupation. We occupy ourselves with our own healing to an extent. It is quantum. We are clearing out ancestral patterns. We're clearing out cellular memory, stuff that's not even ours. But, you know, unless you were your past life ancestor, the chances are probably really good, right? You know, what are the chances? Forth the DNA that's in your body now, very possible. Probable. They just said probable. More probable than possible. So this is a great, I mean, overcoming fear. Nobody really wants that card unless you're in that place of like, okay, what are the fears I'm overcoming? They must have to do with trust, right? So I will transcend every loss. So breathe. May the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, be blessed with all that they need this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini, November 2020, that they may embrace and implement the trust that is within them and inherent in treasuring their loved ones, getting how important it is to love each other deeply from this deeper place within, to keep this held in terms of something long-term, in something that is durable, in terms of something that involves your highest potential, that as we overcome fear, transcending every loss, we surrender and release that which holds us back individually, personally, ancestrally, collectively, healing the quantum field for a time and for the well-being of all. So would be, and so it is. Pretty kick-ass. Thank you so much for watching my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. As I said before, if you like the video, just like it. Thumbs up. No, unless you have that setting where people can see what you like. I don't. I shut that off. Virgo, cross your legs. But certainly, if you do feel it, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and all that Virgo jazz. Do the YouTube-ish things for me. Help a Virgo brother out on his way, helping me help you for the well-being of all. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed of this new moon in Scorpio to full moon next in Gemini, Virgo power. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.